Hello, this is Mrs. Decker, and for today at home, you are going to start doing some work on 3.1b, balancing chemical equations. And you're going to start by using this Jamboard to help you get the idea of what you are going to be trying to do when you balance equations. So I just want to go through a couple of things to make sure that you are using the Jamboard right. So the first page of the Jamboard here is just the introduction. And then the first couple slides after that are going to be learning how to make individual molecules. Okay? So the instructions say drag the H and the O to the center of the frame because we're trying to make an H2O molecule. Okay? And then it says duplicate the H to create two hydrogens. So if you click on these three dots right here, it will say duplicate. So now you have two hydrogens. So if we look, our molecule is H2O, which means it has two hydrogens and one oxygen. So now we want to show that these atoms are bonded together by overlapping them like that. So that is our water molecule. So the next few slides, you are going to continue practicing making some molecules. And then like this slide, you have to make two O2 molecules. This slide, you have to make three H2Os. And then here are some directions for you to read through for what you're going to do to start balancing the equations. But I'm going to go through that with you in this video. So this is what the slides will look like. We have our equation at the top here. I have the chart over here. And two boxes here. Now this box represents the reactants, and this box over here is going to represent the products. Okay. So what you need to do first is create the reactants in the box. So you drag the Na down here and drag the Cl. So Na is just the way that it is. And Cl2, we have two of them. So we want to go ahead and duplicate the Cl and then overlap them. So those are our reactants. And now we want to make a product. So our product is just NaCl. So duplicate the Na, drag it over there, and then duplicate a Cl and drag it over there. All right. So there is our product, NaCl. Now what you want to do is you want to go through for the reactants and the products and count the types of each atom on each side and fill it in this box here. So on this side we have one Na and two Cls. Over here we have one Na and one Cl. So when we're talking about balancing equations, this is what we're talking about. We have one Na on each side, but the Cls, there are two on the reactant side and only one on the product side. We cannot have that. It has to be balanced, right? So we have to add a Cl to this side in order to balance the equation. However, you can't just add one Cl. You have to add a whole nother NaCl. So we want to duplicate both of those and create another NaCl. Right, so now we have two NaCls on our product side. So that's going to change the amounts we have over here. All right, so now we have two Nas and two Cls. So now our Cls are in balance, but the Nas are no longer in balance. So we can add another Na, and we can add the Na just by itself because it was already by itself here. So that changes this to 2 as well. Right? So now this is just to help you add up the number on each side of the reaction. But what you actually have to do is you have to then count how many of each reactant or product you have on each side. So over here we have two NAs. So you want to put a 2 there. Here we just have one Cl2. So we don't usually write the ones, but for now I want you to write the ones for you to understand what's going on. And then on this side we have 2 NaCl's. Right? So now that is a balanced chemical reaction. So I know this is a little bit confusing to start off with, and we will go over this a lot in class, but I want you to do your best to work through the rest of these equations on the Jamboard. And then if you have any questions, write them down and I will help you in class.